So the last session for today is the celebrity talk. To conduct this, it's going to be a conversational style. We have a moderator, Ms. Madhavi Latha. Ms. Madhavi Latha is an Associate Vice President in an MNC in the area of diversity and inclusion, people agenda, organizational culture, organizational performance at global level, mental health first aider, a former national para-swimming champion, the founder general secretary of Paralympic Swimming Association of Tamil Nadu, and the founder president of the Wheelchair Basketball Federation of India. She founded the Yes, We Too Can movement to encourage persons with disabilities to participate in sports. She is the president of YWTC Charitable Trust. Through this trust, she has been arranging training courses in various fields of filmmaking in partnership with Film and Television Institute of India for persons with disabilities with the intention to get access for them in the entertainment industry. She is the author of her autobiography, Swimming Against the Tide. She is an actor, short filmmaker, including writing the story of the short film, When Opportunity Knocks the Recruiter's Door. She played a role in the Tamil feature film, Singapenne, which is yet to be released. She is a TEDx speaker. She is a passionate Toastmaster. She led the Indian Wheelchair Basketball Administrators and Coaches team who went to the US on sports visitor program at the request of the US government. Madhavi Latha has spoken at various prestigious platforms like LBSNAA, Missouri, Indian Red Cross Society, National Association for the Blind, Times of India, Global Sports Business Shows 2017, IIT Madras, IIM Indore, TEDx, and various other platforms. She has been a moderator at various prestigious events. Her efforts and achievements have been covered widely by the print and electronic media. She is also the part of Rajiv Gandhi, Khel Ratna, and Arjuna Award Selection Committee of 2017. Next, about our speaker, Sharath Kamal. A brief introduction about him. Achanta Sharath Kamal is an Indian professional tennis player. He is the first Indian table tennis player ever to become 10-time senior national champion, hence breaking the record of the 8-time national champion Kamlesh Mehta. In 2019, he was awarded the Padma Shri, India's fourth highest civilian award, and in 2022, he was awarded the Khel Ratna Award, India's largest sporting honor. He is a recipient of the Arjuna Award for the year 2004 with 7 Commonwealth Game golds, 2 Asian Game medals, 4 Olympic Games appearances, and 2 ITTF Pro Tour titles under his belt. Sharath Kamal is arguably the best Indian table tennis player in history. In 2004, he won the gold in men's singles at the 16th Commonwealth Table Tennis Championship. Another of his memorable performance was at the US Open Table Tennis Men's Championship in 2010. He added another title in the same year by winning the Egypt Open. With this feat, he became the first Indian to win a singles title on the ITTF Tour Pro Tour. Sharath has consistently been the top-ranked Indian table tennis player and has represented the country at the 2004 Olympics. He also took part in 2006 Asia Games. Continuing his winning streak, he became the first Indian to win the Pyongyang Invitational Tournament in 2007. He won the gold medal at the 2006 Melbourne Commonwealth Games. In 2010, he won the men's doubles gold at the Delhi Commonwealth Games. He added another 3 medals in his tally in 2018 at the Gold Coast CWC with gold in the men's team event, silver in the men's doubles, and bronze in the men's singles. Most recently, Sharath won 3 gold medals and a silver medal for India at the recently concluded Commonwealth Games 2022. He clinched the mixed India gold medal at CWC 2022 with Shrija Akula, a men's double silver with Satyan Gnanashekaran, and the men's team gold as well. We welcome you both on stage, and a big round of applause to the medalist. The floor is yours. We are all ears for you. Thank you.
What is this, Sharath? You are not giving others chance to do anything. You only achieved many things. And particularly 2022, oh my God, all incredible feats. So many things, right? And apart from whatever she told, I think you became part of Athletes Commission of International Table Tennis Federation and also Athletes Commission of IOA and for ITTF with second highest votes. So, not just playing, peaking at 40, at the age of 40 years. So, what type of adaptations you made? How you are able to manage this longevity in sports?
Firstly, thank you very much for having me over. So we've had some biology classes before, we had some computer science classes before, and now we are into the PT class. So, I've been playing for the country for nearly 25, 26 years now. First started playing in early 2000s in the senior category. And I hit a peak of my career back then in 2010 when I won a gold medal in New Delhi in the Commonwealth Games. One gold, one silver and one bronze there. And my career best ranking at that point in time after I won some pro tours. I came to my career best ranking of 32 and I had a slump after that. And I understood that I have to change, I have to adapt because there have been a lot of changes that has been happening. Rackets changed, the equipment that we were using were changed, the ball that was being used. Earlier it used to be a smaller ball, it became a bigger ball, and the material of the ball changed. Then the scoring changed from 21 points to 11 points. The number of games that were played changed. Service rules were changed. So a lot of things were changing and I knew that I had to adapt to myself. I was typically a forehand driven player, a lot of forehand that I used to play. But I understood that first thing is I was getting older, I was getting into my 30s, early 30s, and I was becoming slower. And the game was becoming faster, so I had to work on the back end. So I hired a new coach. I started working with him, based out of Germany at that point in time. Hired a new coach, started working on the back end thing. And my game went for a toss because I'm going out of my comfort zone, I'm going out of my box, and trying something new. So my strength, which is my forehand side, also became weak. But we both understood that to achieve the long-term goals, you need to have these, short-term goals where you're working on certain aspects and you need to change yourself as a player. And once I started doing that, I slowly started climbing back into my rankings again. I hit top 30 in 2015, and since then, the ride has been pretty successful. I can't ask for something better.
It's a great lesson for all of us in corporate also. There will so many changes are coming right now. They are talking about AI. Like that, when changes come, how we can reassemble our style of working, and it's a great lesson for all of us. And generally, people say that behind every successful man there is a woman, like that. But I believe behind every successful person there is a support system. So what do you say? What type of support system you are having?
Well, the advancement of sports science has improved a lot in India. It used to be available in the Western countries and in the Eastern Far East. But to India, sports is a very, let's say, a newly developed industry. Sports until 2012, until Saina Nehwal started winning gold medals, and the Olympic medal, and when India started, Abhinav Bindra won the gold medal. Only then, sport was taken more seriously. The government started investing in it. Now it became a more professional industry. Until 2012, it was a co-curricular activity. It was a hobby. It was a passion. You never took it seriously. So a simple fact that when I got married in 2009, and my wife was telling my father-in-law he plays sport. So he was asking, okay, what does he do for a living? He just plays sport. Doesn't do anything for a living. He just makes his money there. But now, in the current world, if you're saying you're playing sport, people don't ask for the more. They understand that.
What other job you are having?
Yeah, or the kind of life you can lead, and especially after IPL has come up, and
Yes.
The kind of money that's pumped into cricket and sport is much better. But again, coming back to sports science, Western world had a lot of access to sports science. So even if you look at Netflix thing about Michael Jordan in 1980s, which is 50 years earlier, 45 years prior, he had a personal trainer who understood what Jordan's necessity was, what his requirement was, and they were working on that. And me, on the other hand, as a smaller example, not as to comparing to Michael Jordan, but as one of India's top athlete, only after 2016 I've had access to fitness coaches, physios, nutritionists, mental coaches and stuff. So my team currently consists of 5 people, which is my table tennis coach, my strength and conditioning coach, my nutritionist, my physio, and my strength and conditioning coach, my mental coach, mental coach. So these 5, we work together trying to find out how long do we need in the process of the peaking. Periodization is called, it's a process of peaking. How long do I need? So when we started doing the process in 2016, we knew 2018 what kind of things we need for the Commonwealth Games and the Asian Games. We went on, we documented everything. We did pretty well at that point in time. And when we come back to the drawing board and we say, okay, 2019 we need to get there, 2020 Olympic Games, and 2022 Commonwealth Games, and further on now to Paris Olympic Games. The only thing that has been constant is my time to prepare needs longer time. Earlier it used to be 6 weeks. Within 6 weeks I could hit a peak physically. Mentally it takes a little bit longer time. So let's say by 10 weeks I'm like fully ready for the best match that I have to play. But now I can clearly see I need 14 weeks at least to get my best. But that is I can't reverse age. I have to accept that I'm getting
You
older.
are reversing.
I have to accept that the body takes that much of time, the mind takes that much of time, and we are working towards it.
A support system at home?
Without that, I don't think I'd be even sitting here. Firstly, as a young kid, parents, of course, my dad is my coach. He was coaching, he was following me until 2016, 2018. After that, he gave up, saying that you don't seem to be retiring, I need to get time in my life. So he put my younger brother onto me. So he is helping me a lot. But yeah, as parents, my father, my uncle, my father's younger brother, they have been my coaches, and they have mentored me a lot into what I am today, what I have learned a lot as what I am today, and what I teach the younger kids also. So the support they have given me, and of course the support
And
what
your
comes
mother
from my
sacrificed watching TV also for you, right?
yes. So back then there was cable TV, so she never took the connection because she knew that she would spend more time watching TV. So she said, okay, we need her attention, and she made sure that she was available for us all the time. And once I got married, of course, the support of the wife, without whom, especially as I was telling you, when I hit the slump in 2011, 2012, she said, we were in Germany at that point in time, she said, I'll move back to India, I can stay with my mother, you concentrate and focus on your sport, so that, because she could see that I was struggling balancing, personal life, professional life in a foreign land. So there she took a back step and she said, okay, go ahead, do what you like to do. I will take care of the family.
Nice. So when you mentioned about your uncle, I remembered one thing that in your childhood, whenever you lost matches, you broke rackets. So at the time, your uncle told that I don't want to see any reaction on your face. So, but now we all know that your composure, you are known for that. So how you are able to achieve that, overcome that?
I think it's a lot of mental training that goes through in that process. So as a young kid, not just me, I've seen even all of you know Federer, right? So Federer is the best gentleman who's ever played a sport. The kind of class he has, the kind of behavior he has on court is phenomenal. But until the age of 21, 22, he used to break rackets on court. That was the kind of person he was. But I think somewhere down the line we understand that only when you control those emotions are you going to be the champion that you can be. And controlling of those emotions happens through everyday practice. So I do a lot of yoga, I do a lot of meditation. But meditation in the sense like, rather than meditating, sitting in one place and meditating, it's more or less like my uncle always taught me that the moment I enter the table tennis club, I need to switch off everything from the external world and make sure that I put my 100% into that day's practice. So that was something which was inculcated to me at a very young age. And there's also this anecdote that he always told me, like, mental conditioning is like searching for the light switch in a dark room. When I at that point in time I didn't understand what is he telling, but now as I get older, that I can clearly understand that yes, of course you need to search for the light switch, but when you know what you're doing, what you're searching, and you're composed within yourself, you know exactly where the light switch is, even as just by instinct. Yeah. So that is something which has been inculcated over the years, and many times there have been interviews where people have asked me if it's mind over body or body over mind.
Yeah,
I can clearly say that, of course, a lot of control, the mind does, the mind can push the body to do what it wants, but for me, I feel the opposite.
That's what I got surprised.
Yeah, that the body, if it wants to do something, I push my mind to do it, because I feel like, okay, maybe this will help me get stronger, fitter, or faster. So the moment I have a little bit of energy, a little bit of inclination towards doing something, I get up and do it. So my body pushes my mind to go ahead.
This is something different, right? What we think, always mind only controls body. That's what we think. It's nice. And another thing is defeat. I saw that you mentioned accepting defeat strengthens. So could you please share any of one defeat which strengthened you more?
Well, I think a lot of people ask this question: how to handle success and failures? Yeah, how do you, especially when you fall down, how do you get up? For me, I keep telling that success and failure cannot be treated differently. It's a result of the process that you've done. So doesn't mean that if you fail today, doesn't mean that the process was entirely wrong. You've done something right. You've probably done a few things wrong. So how do we get ourselves collected and work towards getting better? And at the same time, when you succeed, it doesn't mean that everything that you've done is right. There are some mistakes, there are some shortcomings, which we can constantly keep working on to get better. So
others may ignore those mistakes when you are successful, but you know that one.
Yes. So defeats, especially at a younger age, in practice, in training, you face defeats every single day. Because you're trying to achieve something. Let's say you're working on a technical shot, you're working for hours and hours before you actually master it. So I still remember when I was 18 years old, just finished school, and I was getting into college. First tournament was in June, and once I finished my board exams, I spent the complete entire, I used to spend almost like 10-12 hours in the club. I spent all the time there practicing, preparing, and I wanted, that year I wanted to be the state champion. I wanted to be the number one in the state in the senior category. Where, so I came in, I was preparing nearly 2 months, very hard preparation, everything was very good. And in the first tournament, in the quarterfinals, I lose the quarterfinal match, being ahead 2016. So I had 4 match points. I just need to win 1 point to win the match. But from 2016, I lost 6 points in a row. I lost the match. And in the quarterfinals, that's something which I didn't expect. Finals, if you lose, okay, you're there, you're somewhere there. Quarterfinals, I didn't expect to lose. So that whole day, I was very, very disappointed, and I was not talking at home. I was very, very quiet. My dad, he finished the tournament, and when he came home, my mom was telling that Sharath is feeling very bad, and he's not been talking to anybody. So my dad just took me to the terrace, and he just put his hand on my shoulder, and he said, "Well, we're trying our best. All of us are trying our best to succeed, and with one loss, we just can't stop here. Maybe we need to do it better." So every morning until then, we used to go at 6 o'clock. He said, "Maybe let's push it even further. Let's go at 5:30." So we started going at 5:30, started playing and practicing. And within the next 2 weeks, we had another tournament, the second tournament of the season. We have nearly 8 to 9 tournaments, the second season of the tournament. I went every day at 5:30, started preparing. And the second tournament, I go on to win the tournament. And once I won the tournament, my dad comes back and says, "Okay, 5:30 or 6?" I said, "No, 5:30. We continue with 5:30. And then that year, I go on to win the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th. I become the state champion.
Very nice.
And I become, and that was the lesson I learned back in that time, that success and failure doesn't, it's part of the journey. It's not the destiny. It's part of the journey. But the most important thing is what you're looking at, let's say, in the long term.
Okay, when you are mentioning about support from your father, I want to know Sharath as a father. So you got a lot from your parents, wonderful support. So what you are doing as a father to 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
You have a son and daughter. Yeah.
We have a daughter she's 12 years old, and a son who's 6 years old. So, again, as I said, getting back to the bad patch that I had in 2011, my daughter was born in 2011, and that was the year I moved to a different city in Germany. So handling the changes at that point in time was very, very tough for me. And when my wife said she's going to move back, with my daughter, it was really heartbreaking. It was very, very tough. But the thing is, I knew that, okay, that's the sacrifice that I'll have to do to achieve my goal. It was very tough for me, for my wife, and the daughter. And there were times when, I visited home for a week, and when I had to leave, my daughter is crying. A 2-year-old, 3-year-old crying.
Yes.
You don't even feel like boarding on the flight. So it was really tough. But at the same time, when I'm with them, when they're with me, I lose a match, I win a match. They don't know that.
Yes.
They only
You are dad.
I'm just the dad, and all that they need is the love from the parents. And for me, that was a fantastic way to switch off. I played matches, I went for training, I did everything. But the moment I went home, I could just switch everything off and be the father, for the kids. So really enjoy the time, especially their early years between one and until one, the father is not doing much, the mother is only doing a lot more. But between the age of 1 and until 6 or 7, that's a great time to be with the kids. And after 7, I think they slowly have their
They
own,
are becoming
own
busy
friends. Yeah,
now.
they have their own friends.
Yeah. So another thing I read that you are you are known for your humbleness. So, but you have great impact with the. There is a great impact on you with Sachin Tendulkar's words. So, what is that?
I had the chance to talk to Sachin in 99, 2000. And not just at that point in time, I met a lot of these greats. I met Sachin, I met Prakash Padukone, I met Gopi Chand, I met Leander Pace. Through all of them,
Everyone
I got
is
to
humble.
understand that
Yeah.
doesn't matter how big you achieved as a player, as whatever you want. On a professional side, you could have achieved whatever you want, but you will be remembered for the human being, for the person you are.
Yes.
And that's something which I felt, wow. When Sachin Tendulkar is telling me that, yes, of course, that's something which I would also like to be.
Yes.
And that's also the truth. And also with greater heights, you become more and more humble, because that is how you stay grounded and you are able to connect with the fellow players, the fans, and people around.
Yeah, when we met Sachin Tendulkar, so he told us, enjoy playing. Don't worry about the results, enjoy. Okay, another thing is like gratitude. To whom you are grateful for?
Well, through the support system, there are a lot of people,
Yeah, many people.
whom I am very, very grateful for. But I think one institution that I would be grateful for is my school. Back in those days, in the 90s, a school supporting sport without having any infrastructure, without having an idea of what I'm doing, but they still went on to support me into helping me achieve what I wanted to do is Kamal. Still remember, it was my 12th standard, pre-boards. So I missed my half yearly because of national championships. So I was not there for half yearly. Then the pre-boards in January, I get a chance I get an invitation to represent India in a tournament in Iran. My first tournament to play abroad. So I go to the principal, I ask, ma'am, there's a tournament I would like to play. And she's like, you already missed half yearly. If you're going to miss this, then the next is the boards. And we don't know how you prepared, and we can't take a risk because the school has a good reputation. But anyway, let the correspondent ma'am come and dean and director come, we can speak to her. And when the principal told the scenario to her, the dean and director asked the principal, ma'am, how many kids in our school will represent the country? That was the question she asked her. So that's the kind of thinking that she
Yes.
had, and she said,
It's a proud thing. for
yeah,
school
we
also.
need to take it as a proud moment, but we have to make sure that the kid, when he comes back, he is, preparing well. So she told me, I'll let you go now, but the moment you come back, it is study holidays, but I want you every day in school, and I'll make sure one teacher is with you. And I started going to school, along with me, a couple of other friends also started coming along with me, and, I prepared very well. And in that board exams, I got 82%.
Wow, very nice. And Sharath, you do crazy things like playing in Chennai under hot sun at 12 o'clock, playing basketball, running, and minus 140 degrees chamber. You were there for a few minutes. So what are all these things? What for?
Yeah. So with regards to the cryo chamber, I think people from the medical field will know about it.
Yeah, cryotherapy.
Cryotherapy, it's more for recovery. So I do a lot of ice bath, contrast bath, so that the muscles are able to regenerate and recover from the, let's say, the abuse that I'm putting it through training, physical training and everything. So in the cryo chamber, we go down to minus 140 degrees and try to stay there for 3 minutes. And in those 3 minutes, you're like freezing. But
Minus 140.
but when you come out of that, and it's almost like the body is completely new and it's ready to go. So the ability to, again, defying age is possible through the advancement of sports science. And playing basketball or football on the beach in the afternoons is something which is very, very crazy, but that is when I find time after my table tennis training and my fitness. So
Okay.
that's the time I find to play. Generally, I like to play a team sport because I'm
Yes.
in table tennis. I'm so much individual. Yeah, I'm playing myself. It's so much alone. So I by and large like to play football. I like to play hockey. I like to play basketball. I like to be in a team, and that's the time when some of my trainers are available and we just go on.
Okay. So because you mentioned about team game, so I heard that you guide young players and support them for their overall development. So what type of leadership traits you follow and how you are supporting them?
Yeah. At a very young age in my career, already by 22, I started playing for the country when I was 20, and by 22, I was named as the captain. I started leading the country into the international tournaments. So a lot of responsibility was on my shoulders, especially playing. Only when I won both my single matches would the team stand a chance to win, another match, and we could win the team championships. If I would lose one match, the team would lose. So those kind of situations made me stronger and made me lead the team from the front. And recently, I'm also the senior most player, so a lot of these youngsters look up to me. And the most important thing for me is when there's good harmony in the team, we're able to perform very, very well. So since 2016, table tennis has been on the rise, and we're doing very, very well. The most important factor for this is very good team spirit, and I've been able to. I'm lucky to have this kind of teammates along, who come along and work along. And there's been a lot of give and take. We always the youngster in the team always sometimes is telling me it would be better if you go in and play this tournament. Maybe it'll be good for my ranking, and which would not be good for his ranking. So there's a lot of discussion that happens, and I'm able to continue to lead them on, and because of the kind of team spirit that we had and the good harmony that we have in the team. 2018 at the Commonwealth Games we had 8 medals, and then in 2018 at the Asian Games, for the first time in 60 years we had a bronze medal in the men's team, beating Japan. Japan has been world champion, and since then we've been doing very, very well, and finishing it off with the last Commonwealth Games in 2022 with a team gold, with the mixed doubles gold. Mixed doubles, I was partnering a 24-year-old girl, Srija Kula. So for her playing with me, in the beginning days, she was just so scared to play with me. She was just intimidated that she's just playing with Sharath Kamal, who is a rider. So I had to make her comfortable. I had to make her tell her that doubles is played by 2 people. I cannot single-handedly play. So I need you to support me, and I will support you. So that's how the whole dynamics works. So I try to make them comfortable and get the best out of it.
Wonderful. Okay, so they are telling time's up. Okay, but all the very best for 2024 Olympics. One final question. So generally when we have very big goals, many people will feel happy only when they reach that one. But will you celebrate short-term achievements, or how?
Well, one motto that I always keep telling the youngsters is we need to aim very high, and because only when you aim very high will you be able to push yourself beyond your own mental, physical, psychological limits. Yeah. But there is a process to achieve those long-term goals. So you need to have those short-term goals to figure out, yes, I'm in the right direction, I'm going there, I'm getting there. If this is not working, what is plan B or plan C to get to the actual destination? So the journey is something which is very, very important. As I said, success and failure is part of it, and those are the short-term goals. But by and large,
Celebrate all
yes,
short-term achievements
yes,
also.
also.
So we are eagerly waiting for your participation at Olympics 2024. All the very best. Thank you, Sharath.
Thank you.
Thank you.
An insightful journey into a sportsperson's life that was very entertaining. Thank you so much. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Bhaskar Verma to felicitate the speaker, Mr. Sharath Kamal. And to facilitate our moderator, Ms. Madhavi Latha, again, Mr. Bhaskar Verma is doing the honors. Thank you.